Hey everybody, Matt Barton here with this week's Broker Minute or Two. Hey, it is that time of the year, one of 4 times in a year, where the Division of Real Estate sends out its quarterly newsletter. I tend to refer to this as some degree of the National Enquirer of the real estate world, but all joking aside, the Division of Real Estate publishes the things that we are doing wrong as individuals and collectively as an industry in our state, and so it's important for us to review some. I'm not going to go through all of them. I'll just tell you there's, I think, 5 or 6 instances, and I'm not going to go through those, where the division went after people who were not licensees. I don't know if you knew that. The Division of Real Estate has the authority to go after people who act like they're in the real estate business but are not licensed. So they're taking that seriously. That's a good note. All right. I'm going to bring these up on screen. As you can see, I have my lovely slide here, Division of Real Estate Quarterly, and let's go to the first one. Okay, the first one, sales agent in Pleasant Grove advertised her services on Instagram and Facebook without identifying her affiliated brokerage. As a result, she was fined $500. Not a big deal. Just know this, that you tend to be more scrutinized by the DRE once you've been cited for something, and if you have repetitive things on this, then it gets more problematic for you. So this is just a reminder for us. If you're going to advertise stuff any way related to your service, you need to make sure that your brokerage that you're affiliated with, RE/MAX Associates, is included as part of that. All right, second one. This one's kind of interesting. I try and blur out the names, and then they go ahead and put it further down in the paragraph, and I didn't blur it out, but you can find this on the Division of Real Estate newsletter, so I'm not really revealing anything here. Anyway, she entered into limited agency consent agreement, and after she entered into limited agency consent, then she loaned one of the parties some money for the transaction, and as a benefit for doing that, she became a principal in the transaction, right? The division has a very strict rule about not buying your own listings in any configuration because there's an inherent conflict of interest. As a result, she was fined by the division $4,000. Okay, if you're going to buy something, make sure you're removed as an agent and don't get the deal negotiated first and then remove yourself as an agent. That doesn't work either. Okay, this one, an agent was representing a buyer in a transaction. He failed to inform the seller's agent that the buyer did not turn in earnest money. Let's pause for a second here. We've trained our office managers, and they're very good at this, to pay attention to this particular detail because it is a material component of a contract. So if you get a notice from one of our office managers, please don't be upset at them. They're trying to make sure you're not in the division newsletter. And in this one, he was fined $2,000 for not communicating to the other side that that earnest money hadn't been turned in. And as you might imagine, the deal fell apart, and they wanted earnest money. He's like, oh, we really don't have it. That is the easy part. If there was a civil lawsuit that proceeded from this, he could be on the hook for a lot more. Okay, the fourth one, last one. This one, sales agent. We don't want to discriminate. Washington County, you are in there. They failed to obtain written agency from either party when representing both the buyer and the seller. They failed also to get limited agency consent, and they were fined $2,000. And just from an experience we're going on right now in a lawsuit with an agent of ours that is not with the company anymore, this is front and center of one of the issues. Limited agency was not given consent to. At least there's no paper trail of it, and as a result, they're coming after the agent for a good chunk of money. So this is just a reminder to you that what we do so many things in this industry. There's a lot of moving parts, and you guys do such a good job in most instances. Sometimes there's just accidents that happen, but what's not acceptable is just to ignore what the standard that we're held to. We try and help you to the degree we can as staff and as brokers, office managers, TCs, but it's going to take some cooperation on your part as well. So thank you for all that you do, but please don't be upset at us when we raise an issue, because we really are looking out for you to protect you, your client, and the company. Hope you have a great day, and we'll talk soon.